Welcome into the Murphy Center, the site of this Class 3A state quarterfinal round matchup between the Hume Fogg Knights and the Upperman Bees. I'm Noah McKay on the call here on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network, joined on Media Row at the Murphy Center by my broadcast partner, Jacob Vinson. Today's broadcast is presented by Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate, and we welcome you into the Crouch Team with Highlands Lake Real Estate pregame show 7 minutes away from tip-off. We have the pleasure of having the early morning game here at the state tournament. A 9:30 a.m. tip-off as two of the class's best are set to face off. Hume Fogg at 29-3, Upperman at 28-3. It is a rematch of last year's quarterfinal round matchup, which saw Upperman roll to the victory and into the Final Four. The Bees are hoping to repeat history. Both teams return the core of those teams from a year ago with a new head coach in the form of Ross Fleming for the Hume Fogg Knights. Jacob, the Bees hoping to repeat history in this game.
Yeah, and it's funny, you look at this matchup, same exact record, haven't had, either team, 3 losses on the season, but for Hume Fogg, they haven't lost in quite some time. Obviously, the Bees fell in their region championship game to a team that is on the other side of the bracket here in the Murphy Center in Tullahoma, who we expect to have a good shot at moving on in this tournament as well. But these two teams are two of the best teams in this tournament. And really, when you look at the bracket in 3A from top to bottom, it's just absolutely loaded. I mean, you've got Greenville and Munford on the other side and playing into this game, and we expect Greenville to probably win that game. And outside of that game, every other game in the 3A bracket, we expect to be really competitive, including this one. It was a 20-point game last year, but you said it. New head coach for Hume Fogg. Seems like they're playing a little bit better basketball, maybe a little more connected basketball. And it's a team that they do have a good amount of size, very athletic. They rebound the basketball. That is the key for them. So for the Bees, they're going to have to get their box outs and really clean up the offensive glass, or the defensive glass, I should say, not allow offensive rebounds for Hume Fogg in this game.
Yeah, Hume Fogg last year, a little bit of happy to be here. This year, they have their sights set on a gold ball, but in their way is the wire-to-wire consensus #1 ranked team in the state of Tennessee in every single poll. BCAT, Gannett, Tennessee Sports Writers Association, UC Top 5. The entire year, this Upperman team is #1, and you got to start it with Mr. Basketball. Ty Cobb named Class 3A Mr. Basketball on Tuesday night, a very well-earned honor, averaging over 26 points per game, shooting 42% from 3, 85% from the charity stripe. Ty Cobb has been sensational. It's certainly not just Ty Cobb, but he is the engine. He's the best player in the tournament. Upperman looking for him to put on the cake today.
Yeah, the official Mr. Basketball, as you've been announcing him for the last few weeks now and calling him Mr. Basketball, and rightfully so, and a tremendous honor for just a sophomore here for the Upperman Bees. But we really saw it in that Heritage game. He was the best player on the floor, and Heritage defensively just never made the adjustment to try to slow him down. 18 first-half points in that game against Heritage in the sectional round, and he just really took it over. And obviously they're able to play outside of him as well, but at one point he had 18. Nobody else had more than 2, but there were 5 or 6 guys that had 2 points. So they're able to spread the wealth around and get a bucket when they need to, but obviously he is the offense. He is going to run. The offense is going to run through him, but then you also got Bronston Chaffin down low, who can bang bodies down low. Colton Johnson as well. Jack Torrance can line up some threes from outside. And the big thing for the Bees is I think they've been playing some really good defense here down the stretch in the postseason. Obviously, Tullahoma kind of the outlier right there because they just played a great basketball game, which was very physical. But then the defensive pressure against Heritage in the zone, Heritage could do absolutely nothing against their zone defense. So for the Bees, obviously you're going to have to play good defense. It's a bit different of a matchup here with Hume Fogg, who have a lot of size, are very athletic, and they're going to try to get a lot of their points inside the paint.
Yeah, you talk about the matchup specifically. Hume Fogg defensively, 94 feet of pressure. It's going to be a 1-2-1-1 zone pressure. Upperman thinks they can maybe get some runouts for Ty Cobb behind that pressure. Maybe a little Evan Huddleston, Jack Torrance running the point as they try to break the press and get into the backcourt. In this game for the Bees, comes down to one thing: offensive rebounds. They have to limit Hume Fogg's offensive rebounds, and when they miss in the half court, Bobby McWilliams said they have to get after it on the glass against this team that has 6'8", 6'5", 6'4", all the way through their starting 5.
Yeah, and we talked about it before we got on the air. Upperman has played size this year. Obviously, they played size against Tullahoma. They've played size a few other times as well, so it's not something they're not used to seeing. I think the biggest difference in Hume Fogg is they're just a big team in general, where a lot of teams are maybe 6'2", 6'3" all across the board. This Upperman team, 6'4", 6'4", 6'2", but then you said it on the other side, 6'8", 6'5", 6'5", 6'4". They're just a little bit bigger at almost every single position, and then you add the athleticism in there as well. It makes them a really good rebounding team at 36.5 rebounds per game, and it all starts with Nwoye and Rhodes inside, who have a lot of size. They're leading scorers, and they also average 17 rebounds a game between just those two players. So you really got to get some box outs, some good box outs, and then go for the basketball.
The offensive glass going to be critical because Hume Fogg is the worst shooting team in this tournament, but they get 4, 5, 6 cracks per possession because they're getting after it on the offensive glass. A lot of pressure on Bronson Chaffin and Colton Johnson, and then off the bench, Landon Hall, depending on the foul situations, probably going to play big minutes today for the Bees.
Yeah, only 27% outside on the season three-point range for Hume Fogg, and you said it, this is an Upperman team that is pretty deep. It's been deep all season long. We'll see Branson Turnbow coming off, especially for his defense, has played really well. You'll see probably Landon Hall at some points. He brings in a little bit of that size factor. Collier Bush will be coming in as well. So when those guys do come in, they got to give a spark off that bench, and it's going to start on that defensive side of the ball, rebound the basketball, and then if your name is called on the offensive side, if you've got the opportunity, you got to take advantage of that opportunity, because then it'll ease some of that pressure off of Ty, because obviously the defensive pressure for Hume Fogg is going to be focused on zero, and rightfully so, and like you said, it's going to be 94 feet all the way through, so maybe some opportunities in the full court transition for the Bees today.
Make no mistake about it, it is gold ball or bust for the Upperman Bees here in the Glass House. The quarterfinal round is set to begin in Class 3A. When we return, we'll have the tee-up starting lineups and all the action from the Murphy Center. Coverage of today's game is presented by Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate, and you're listening to it on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman Basketball on UCR. Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
What if opportunity was all in a day's work?
We find new ways to make vacation dreams a reality. And that inspires me to do my best work every single day.
What if you can make a real impact in people's lives with a team that cares?
What I do matters, not just for guests, but for my team. We rely on each other each and every day.
What if your work inspired fun and moved people?
We put the world on vacation. Our job is to make people happy. Inspiring travelers around the world to live their best lives never stops being fulfilling.
At Travel and Leisure, what if can be what is. Stop wondering. Join the travel movement. And start a career where memories start with you.
Discover this stylish and modern 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with an open split bedroom floor plan designed for comfort and convenience. With 3,318 square feet under one roof, plus a bonus room over the garage and 1,400 square foot basement. Located in the Brookstone subdivision, this home is just minutes from Cookeville. The builder is also offering up to 3% in closing cost assistance. Call Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate at 931-979-7145.
How many letters?
5 letters.
Just think about, what am I doing right now?
Smile. Smile?
Uh-huh.
This is so easy.
Welcome back. Moments away from tip-off in the Murphy Center as the Hume Fogg Knights take on the Upperman Bees. I'm Noah McKay. He's Jacob Vincent. Happy to be along with you. Today's broadcast is presented by Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate audio only, live on YouTube and on Facebook. Let's get to the tee-up starting lineups. Tee-up is your hometown state-of-the-art indoor golfing experience located in Baxter. Starting for the Knights under head coach Ross Fleming in his first season with a record of 29 victories and 3 losses on the season. Number 1, Isaiah Ring. Number 4, Miles Rucker. Number 12, Michael Nwoye. Number 14, Rodney Dunlap. And number 23, Alonzo Rhodes. Their opponents tonight, the Upperman Bees, under head coach Bobby McWilliams, with a record of 28 victories and 3 losses. Starting for the Bees, number 0, Mr. Basketball, Ty Cobb. Number 2, Jack Torrance. Number 4, Evan Huddleston. Number 23, Bronston Chaffin. And number 24, Colton Johnson. The start important. You go in front early, your odds of winning grow exponentially in the Murphy Center. Whichever team can settle in to an early morning start and play their game in the first quarter is going to go into the catbird seat.
Yeah, it's been some time since these guys have played some games. Obviously, it was last Monday the last time either of these teams played, and that was a 7 p.m. start time. Obviously, 6 p.m. for the Bees. Now it's 9:30 on a Thursday, so about a week and a half, and you got to get up, and it's early. It's spring break for the Bees as well, but you've played this team before in this round. You beat them by 20 points, so you feel like you have the advantage in this ball game, already beating them once in this round. You can't take it for granted, though. You have to come out, like you said, get off to a good start, set the tone with your physicality, and try to get off to an early lead.
Hume Fogg, the road team, on the scoreboard there in the black jerseys and shorts, blue numbers and letters outlined in white trim. The Bees in their home whites, white jerseys, white shorts, gold numbers on the front and the back with black lettered Upperman across the chest. I'm Noah McKay. He's Jacob Vincent. We appreciate Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate. 931-979-7145 so she can make your real estate dreams a reality. The Bee faithful have made the trip. Their parents are here. Hume Fogg with a bigger student section by a couple of rows. Hume Fogg located right off of Broadway in downtown Nashville. Upperman, of course, from Baxter, Tennessee. We sure are glad to be with you here this morning. Let us know in the comments who you are, where you're listening from, and who you're cheering for. I know who you're cheering for. If you're here for Hume Fogg, you found the wrong broadcast. You're not going to like this one today. Upperman has had their sights set on a state championship since they lost in the Final Four a year ago. That time, Fulton was the favorite. This time, they're the favorite. They're hoping to prove why in this basketball game against the very large Hume Fogg Knights. It's going to be Nwoye against Chaffin in the circle. He's got about 3 inches in height on Bronston Chaffin there. 2 big boys as the lead official throws it up. Let's get it on in the Murphy Center, and Chaffin wins the tip. And it will be Ty Cobb being guarded 94 feet by Isaiah Ring. Mr. Basketball will bring it up on the opening possession. Here comes the help defense. He sends it ahead to Chaffin. Flip pass across for Jack Torrance. Torrance into the low block for Colton Johnson, who will reset it back to Torrance. Man-to-man in the half court so far for Hume Fogg as Torrance picks up. He's trying to spin it and will find Huddleston. Evan Huddleston guarded by Michael Nwoye. Ring face guarding Ty Cobb on the other side of the floor. Colton Johnson stretches it out for Bronston Chaffin. Chaffin shows off the handles. Now he'll find the back cut for Cobb. Collision in midair. No call. We play on. Cobb with the offensive rebound. Kick out Torrance. Little shot fake. Now a fastball off the fingertips of Huddleston. And Chaffin will go back in touch. It's a backcourt violation. 45 seconds into the ball game.
So a long possession, and they got the open look inside. It was Ty Cobb driving in, and he's looking for the official, asking where the foul call was. There was a lot of contact at the basket, and you said it. It's going to be important to see how this game is officiated with these two going at it inside.
Hume Fogg needs for it to be a loose whistle. Upperman's okay with that. They prefer a tight whistle within this matchup here as Miles Rucker has it. That one nearly stolen away, and Nwoye instead possesses. Now on the baseline pass. They'll reset it back out left side. Little shot fake for Ring. He drives in, throws it up with the right hand. No. Rebound tipped. Cobb has it. Now it's a fight for it, and that will be a foul. And I believe they are going to get 14. That's Rodney Dunlap with his first, team's first, and Upperman will possess.
And a nice rebound again by Ty Cobb. He's still working the officials, asking down low at the other end how come a foul wasn't called. So he's trying to work the officials early on here. 6:53 to go in the first.
He's got a good argument as here's the pressure for Hume Fogg. It'll back off as Evan Huddleston, he's going to run the point a lot today against the press. Brings it across the timeline. The senior finds the junior Chaffin, now the sophomore Cobb. Cobb checks back as he floats near the half-court line. Able to spin off of Ring, gives a little shrug. Ring claps his hands together. Ty Cobb says, "That's fine, young man." Now right side for Jack Torrance. Chaffin with it. Thinking about the back cut. Instead, Evan Huddleston's wide open. Can't connect. Rebound down. Fought for. And we'll have a foul on Bronston. Chaffin, who can't believe it, going for the rebound against Rhodes. First foul of the game goes on 23 for the Bees.
And, I mean, there really wasn't a whole lot of contact. He just kind of lost his balance on the way down. I think Chaffin got more of the basketball and kind of knocked him off balance when he hit the basketball.
Inbound here, we are scoreless. 90 seconds in, these two teams trying to feel each other out. Upperman shows their token press as Ring goes back and forth with Rucker. Back to Isaiah Ring as they cross the timeline. And now we'll set up. Upperman in their zone look. They're stretching it a little bit here as they swing it left side for Ring. Now into the low block. Inwoye swiped by Ty Cobb. Now out of play, and it'll stay on this end with the Blue Knights of Hume Fogg.
And this defensive pressure been good early on from the Bees. Been getting up in passing lanes, creating difficult passing lanes, and obviously have rebounded the basketball well early on.
My 6-year-old nephew Carson's watching. Hey, buddy. Out of school today, feeling a little bit under the weather this week because they go left side, does Hume Fogg. Now in Woye from the top of the circle. He works it right side for Rhodes. Back to Rucker. Into the low block. Ring throws it over his shoulder. No. Rebound tipped out. Where's it going? It's going to the Bees from Baxter.
And again, it was just a tough shot. That's about all he could do. He kind of caught it on the way up and just threw it up near the rim, left it short, and then out of bounds afterwards.
Chaffin with the outlet to Ty Cobb. Now it's a foot race. Cobb against Nwoye. Bumped and one. Ty Cobb. First points of the game, and Nwoye bumped him in the back, and that is the set we talked about against the 1-2-1-1. They get Cobb on the back cut, and Chaffin, the quarterback, no doubt finds him on the run.
We were watching him in the pregame, and we were talking about how quick his first step is. He's also got a lot of speed, and he's really smart. He knew he had the defender on his back, draws the contact, but still able to get the finish and the bucket.
At the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line, the 85% shooter connects, and it's 3-0 Bees. Hume Fogg looking for the answer early on. A lot of basketball still to be played. 5:35 to go in the first quarter as they go back and forth with Ring and Rucker. Ring has it here in the Murphy Center on a Thursday morning. Happy to be along with you. Michael Nwoye has it a couple of screens, sends left side to Ring. Ring bounces back for Nwoye. Huddleston will pick him up. The 2-3 of the Bees presenting problems early. Left side, little shot fake for Rucker. Now back to Ring. Left side Rucker. He's going to trigger the three. On the way, no. Rebound tipped, and that's going to be an over the back, and this is a big call. Nwoye was in the area. If it's his second, Upperman would love it. It's not going to be. It's going to be Rodney Dunlap's second. Nwoye got into foul trouble a year ago in this game. Now it's Rucker who's forced out, and they just bring another big in. The young man whose name I couldn't pronounce last year and I can't pronounce this year. Zakapu is how they announced it this year, which is different than how they announced it last year. So apologies to him again, but there's no chance I'm figuring that one out. Jack Torrance has it right side. Now Bronston Chaffin with it. Chaffin looking for the back cut. It's tipped and stolen away. Ring with great defense on Cobb, and now it's a foot race. Isaiah Ring picked up by Huddleston. Steps through, too strong. Rebound loose. Cobb tries to run it down, and Nwoye tips it out.
Oh, my goodness.
And they said that it tipped off of Cobb. It didn't. It hit Nwoye's right foot. The officials need to talk.
Close. They are.
And Nwoye tried to throw it off of Cobb. It definitely hit Nwoye's foot, and they will change it and make the correct call. It goes to Upperman, 4:43 to play in the first.
Yeah, that was, you said it. Nwoye went out and tried to throw it off of Cobb, but he threw it to his right. Cobb was to his left, so he was nowhere near actually being hit by the basketball.
I don't like that call was even made. That's not a good sign for the vision on the floor from the Stripes. Here comes Cobb across the timeline. Little shrug, and Jack Torrance has it. He bounces to Chaffin. Now Cobb, fake handoff. Chaffin drives, and it's blocked from behind. Skying up, and a nice job to get the ball by Alonzo Rhodes. It stays with the Bees.
Yeah, he got beat, but able to go up top without fouling. Block it out of bounds. Bees get to keep it, though.
Cobb going to inbound. He flips for Chaffin. Chaffin surveys. It's a set play for Ty. He now has it. Picked up the whole way. He's got two different nights on him. He just wiggles around and reverses to a wide open Evan Huddleston. Can't cash. Rebounded by Chaffin, who dumped his defender. Now Chaffin muscles through a double team. Power dribbles. Puts it up. Good. Count it. Bronston Chaffin, grown man basketball, and he'll go to the line to try to complete the three-point play.
I mean, that's a heck of a finish. He had Ty Cobb wide open in the corner, but he couldn't see him because he's being double-teamed in the post. Steps through the double team and just jumps up in the air and muscles it up and in. He was just trying to draw the contact. He does so. It's the team's fourth for Hume Fogg, and then he got the bucket on the back end. That's just kind of a bonus.
Zakapu picks up his first personal. Chaffin at the line to try to complete the three-point play, and he cannot. The rebound by Evan Huddleston. Huddleston shot blocked with authority by Rhodes. Went up with the trees. Here's Ring in transition. There's a bump. Branson Turnbow, fresh into the game, connects with the body in transition of Ring for the second team foul against the Bees. Landon Hall at the table. He's about to check in.
Well, the Bees doing a nice job, and especially defensively. Again, everything has been tough for Hume Fogg. They want to get it inside, but with that zone defense, they're clogging the paint, and the Bees haven't allowed anything inside early on.
And the Bees' bigs, Chaffin and Johnson, felt really disrespected as Huddleston swipes it away. Now it's a foot race. Hall finds him. Huddleston in transition, skies up and finishes for two. Huddleston with the steal, Hall with the assist as he finishes it through.
Yeah, it's the defensive pressure early on for the Bees right now, and Hume Fogg just can't handle it. A few too many turnovers here in this first quarter.
Rucker across the timeline here. I mentioned the bigs. They felt disrespected. Didn't play well against Tullahoma, and everybody wrote them off. Now into the corner, open Trey on the way for the Knights. No rebound down, second chance is Zakapu. His shot won't go. A rebound loose, and we'll have a tie-up and a foul on the floor. I believe they're going to get Colton Johnson. They're going to call this a shooting foul instead, which is interesting. And they are going to get Colton Johnson for his first, team's third, and two free throws upcoming here for Rhodes, and we've seen it already. Hume Fogg can't shoot. They're trying to get the offensive rebounds, but they struggle from the field.
0 for 6 from the field to start, and and the other parts of that is they miss the free throw. They're not getting good looks either. That was their first good look on a three in the corner by one of their subs checking in, and Craddock, and he's unable to knock it down from that corner side. And it's just been this Upperman defensive pressure early on, doing a really good job of setting the tone and getting off to a good start.
7-0 Bees. First free throw no good. Second free throw is good. The Blue Knights have a point. It comes from Alonzo Rhodes. Now here's the pressure as Cobb sends it ahead. It's nearly stolen, but Huddleston wrestles it back. Now Chaffin showing off the handles. He can play the guard spot, really. Going to be if he played college basketball, he'd be a stretch four. Now a back cut again for Cobb and the two-hand jam. Showtime, Ty Cobb.
Just a tremendous cut from Ty Cobb. Great pass from the top of the key as well, and Cobb slams it down with two hands.
9-1 Upperman. Now a flip pass ahead for Nwoye. He tries to work inside. Skies up in the mid-range. Can't connect. Chaffin with another rebound. All Bees early on, 5 minutes in. Here comes Branson Turnbow, the senior across the timeline, who starts on every other team in the classification. Turnbow has it poked, now gets it back. Back for Landon Hall. Hall fires across to the senior Huddleston. Just two seniors, Turnbow and Huddleston for this team. They go back and forth. Turnbow right side. Upperman trying to set up the back cuts for Cobb. They've already gotten several buckets that way. Chaffin with it. Cobb is being held and now taken to the ground by Miles Rucker. It'll be his first. He's got to be very careful. He had Ty Cobb by the neck, and Ty does not appreciate it, and he's letting everybody know. He's about to shoot two, as this will put him in the bonus. That's dangerously close to an intentional. They're trying to prevent him from coming off a screen, and they bodied him up, and those arms started ticking up and up and up. I think they know Ty Cobb's in the building. They're selling out to try and stop him. Already has 5, and he's going to go shoot 2.
Well, and that's why he's doing so many back cuts here on the offensive side. He's not really starting the offense because he is demanding a lot of that pressure. So they're letting Evan Huddleston start that offense. He gets some of the back cuts. He scored already 5 points from it, and now at the line.
Connects on the first free throw. A young man who should have an offer any day now from Nick McDevitt and MTSU. He's going to play above that probably, but, sir, you're looking for wins. May I recommend number 0 at the line in your gym right now, as he's trying to make it a 10-point game. And he does. 2 for 2 at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. 11-1 Upperman. And Hume Fogg, for the second straight year, finds themselves in a big early hole. A lot of basketball to be played. Sam Craddock has it. As he'll cross the timeline, fires head to Nwoye. He'll drive the lane. Nwoye with a nice take, and he finishes off the glass.
Yeah, first field goal of the day for Nwoye, right past the defense. They were finally able to get some space in that zone.
Pressure nearly forces a turnover, but Cobb comes free into the half court. Now he'll drive inside. More contact and a foul. They're going to get John Nwoye, and Ty Cobb will return to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to shoot 2. The physical defense I wouldn't even say it's a very tight whistle. It's just been very aggressive by Hume Fogg, and they got to be careful or they'll find themselves in some foul trouble.
Well, he's trying to stay in front of Ty Cobb, but that's obviously a very tough thing to do because of that first step. His first step is so quick, so he gets behind on that first step, and then he's already off balance, so his weight just kind of goes into Cobb on the drive, and that's where he picks up the blocking foul.
He connects on the first. Cobb sets up for the second, flies away, and connects. 5 for 5 at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line for Ty Cobb. He's going to get his first quarter breather as Jack Torrance will check in for him, and everybody in a black shirt in the building takes a little bit of a deep breath. 2:09 to go as Craddock goes back and forth, and he traveled. Went for the pass fake, the foot drug behind him. He can't believe it, but he absolutely traveled right in front of us here, in possession back to the Bees, and Ty Cobb got a
5 seconds.
second breather,
Yep.
and now he's back in.
No, he was coming out for that defensive possession, and they're already back on offense, so he gets the very short breather, and right back out there, and rightfully so. He's got 9 points already for the Bees to lead the way.
13-3, Upperman in front here of Hume Fogg. 1 field goal so far for the Blue Knights against this Upperman zone. Johnson posting up inside. Hall trying to get it to him, but Nwolye's length disrupts. Now he will fire to Johnson. Backhand off to Cobb. Cobb with a baseline drive. Ty Cobb too strong. Off the glass for 2.
Through 2 defenders, and you said it. Those are big athletic guys inside, but he's able to play above the rim as well, and goes right through him to finish.
Put some respect on Mr. Basketball's name. 11 in the first quarter for Ty Cobb with still 90 seconds to go in the frame. Craddock has it at the top of the circle. Spins right side for Nwolye. Now he'll fire in. Couple of dribbles. Now that one tipped up into the air by Hall. They get it back into the low block. Johnson bodying up Nwolye, and we will have a bump foul. It's a big one. It's going to be the second on Colton Johnson, and Hume Fogg has more depth in the bigs. It sends Branson Turnbow to the table for Upperman. It's the last foul the Bees had to give.
Yeah, they're now into 5 team fouls as well, so both teams are now in the bonus, shooting free throws for the rest of the quarter with 1:18 to go. Or was that 4?
That was 4. The next one will send them to the line. Baseline inbound coming from Hume Fogg. They're down 12 with 1:18 to go in the first. Rucker fires into the corner for Ring. Ring off a screen. Skies up in the mid-range. Way too strong. Clanked it off the backboard. An offensive rebound, though, extends the possession. Ring again. He'll turn and kick out. Rucker puts it on the hardwood. He drives into Chaffin. Should be a charge, and it sure is. Bronsden Chaffin takes the charge, and we're going the other way.
Just a really good job. He realized that he's got the athletic guard coming in, so he's just going to stand there and take the contact, and he wasn't able to get around him, so a nice job by Chaffin to take the charge, get the basketball back, and how about this first quarter for the Bees? Just 3 points allowed, dominating here in the quarterfinals.
The second personal on Rucker, so now 2 Blue Knights have 2. Cobb shadowing off Ring the whole way down the floor, just keeping him on his back. Now they swing it over right side for Torrance. Turnbow from the right wing, and Nwolye bodying him up. Branson Turnbow fires over for Bronsden Chaffin. Chaffin now back for Landon Hall. 44 seconds to play in the first. Right side for Torrance. Jack Torrance puts it on the hardwood, now back to Chaffin. And Upperman going to kill the clock. Back to Turnbow. Why not? It's been a dominant first quarter for the Bees. They lead 15-3. Now Turnbow going to drive inside. Kicks back to Hall. Hall off to Ty Cobb. 25 seconds. Cobb back to Hall. Now right side Turnbow. Upperman hesitating a little bit on every pass and letting Hume Fogg over pursue. It's allowed a lot of these cuts to happen. You can really see it here as they're killing this clock. And Nwolye tried to steal it. Turnbow instead sends it to Torrance. 8 seconds left for Torrance. Back to Cobb. There goes Ty Cobb. Step back 3 from the logo. Good. Ty Cobb putting on a show in the Murphy Center. A 35-footer to cap off a dominant frame by the Bees. After 1, it's 18-3. Mr. Basketball in his bag. Coverage presented by Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. Proudly introducing Upper Cumberland Generators for all your home power solutions. Locally owned and operated, Upper Cumberland Generators are here to make sure you have peace of mind no matter the situation. With new and reliable generators. Call 931-265-1702 for more information or to order yours today. Upper Cumberland Generators is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
The Real Estate Collective is a team of experienced, licensed real estate agents serving the entire Upper Cumberland region. Whether you are looking to buy or sell, the RICO team is ready to serve you. With a focus on people over profits, you can rest assured the Real Estate Collective can help make your real estate dreams a reality. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Ty Cobb 14, Hume Fogg 3. The Bees have 18, and it's a 15-point Baxter lead here at the end of the first quarter at the Murphy Center. Noah McKay, Jacob Vincent, happy to be along with you here. A dream start for Upperman. 14 for Ty Cobb, 2 for Evan Huddleston, and 2 for Bronsden Chaffin. As Upperman way out in front, but a lot of basketball still to be played, and this is a Hume Fogg team that now finds themselves with their back against the wall. They erased a first quarter deficit last year before Upperman pulled away in the second half. No doubt front of mind for the Bees. First possession here for Hume Fogg. They have it in the half court. That pass ricocheted and stolen away. Evan Huddleston picks it off. The all-Upper Cumberland defensive first-teamer has it poked away from him by Isaiah Ring. Now in a foot race, Ring goes up and nearly blocked. The putback is good in transition by Alonzo Rose.
Now, one of the first times they've been able to turn this Upperman offense over and get a bucket in transition.
Now Ty Cobb's out and running on the feed. A little hezzy. He'll drive into Craddock. Skies up. Contorts and finishes. This has been ridiculous. Ty Cobb's 5 of 6 from the field, and he's got 16 points already.
Yeah, 5 of 5 from the line as well. I mean, it's just been absolute domination from the Mr. Basketball.
Now inside, nearly stolen away, and Nwoye instead drives, and the offense starting to work for Hume Fogg as Michael Nwoye finishes off the glass.
And Evan Huddleston actually poked that ball away, but it ended up right back in the hands of Nwoye for Hume Fogg.
Hall fires a low one, but Huddleston possesses against the press. They're going to press for 32 minutes tonight. Upperman knows they had to be prepared for it. Torrance able to spin out of danger, spins right side for Huddleston. The answer is going to the table in the form of Branson Turnbow. Cobb has a mismatch inside. Chaffin finds him. He'll reverse out for Huddleston. Huddleston drives into a double team, now spins back. He'll fire for Hall. Landon Hall power dribbles, fires it back for Jack Torrance from the right wing, and Upperman will reset. 6:16 to play in the first half. The Bees lead is 13. Cobb into Chaffin. One-on-one, Chaffin reverses back. Great skip pass to Torrance. His three, can't cash, rebound down, and a chance for Hume Fogg to get back within 10. Quickly ahead, Craddock has it. Looking at two Bees, he'll flip into the low block. A little power dribble for Rhodes into Chaffin. Ezekapu. Now he'll fire back out. Craddock. Nwoye, turnaround jumper in the mid-range and hits. Michael Nwoye, the leading scorer for Hume Fogg, has 4 in the quarter. They're back within 11. You knew the Knights were not going to go away quietly. They're 29-3 for a reason. And we had a little technical difficulty there. Apologies, but we're good. Chaffin sends across to Hall. Hall through a double team. Can't finish, but is fouled. And Landon Hall is going to go to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to shoot 2. We're going to get Isaiah Ring for his first personal.
Well, this is what makes Upperman dangerous because all the other guys can still play basketball. Obviously, Ty Cobb, he's the Mr. Basketball for a reason, but they've got players outside of him as well, and so they do a really nice job of taking advantage of those opportunities when they get the ball like that in transition, and Hall able to hit the first free throw.
Upperman solid at the line so far. It's been all Ty Cobb there until that one from Landon Hall, and Bronsden Chaffin had one earlier. Now 6 of 7 at the stripe. They lead back by 12. You know Hume Fogg is going to make a push. The Bees trying to withstand it here. Great teams don't go away quietly as Hall goes 2 for 2. Back to a 13-point Upperman lead. Here comes Isaiah Ring into the half court. He'll send left side for Craddock. Now Ring. Also, objectively, as a 3 ball's on the way, and good. Samuel Craddock from downtown. Hume Fogg is way better coached this year. They're going to make the adjustments. This is a 10-point game now as Collier Bush is in. He finds Turnbow. It's poked from him loose. Still loose on the floor. And we're going to have a tie-up and a jump with the arrow belonging to the Bees.
Yeah, and really, obviously, it was a very slow start offensively for Hume Fogg. At some point, they were going to knock down some shots. Finally able to do so, hitting 4 of their last 4.
Colton Johnson left the game after making a big impact on defense with taking his second personal. He's back in here for Landon Hall. 5 on the floor for the Bees. Bush, Turnbow, Chaffin, Johnson, and Cobb. Bush going to inbound here into the backcourt. He goes for Cobb. Good luck, Samuel Craddock. He's trying to pick up Ty Cobb in the half court. He'll fire it ahead for Chaffin. Now left side Johnson. Swings it for Bush. Again, Cobb trying to post up Craddock.
Yeah, he's got a big size advantage on him.
Chaffin fakes the handoff and swiped away by Nwoye. Nwoye tries to drive on Turnbow and will have a foul. Branson Turnbow going to pick up his second personal. first team foul. 4:47 to go in the second. The Bees lead down to 10, and that Hume Fogg pressure starting to turn over the Bees.
And not a bad foul in the transition that time either, and we'll get a timeout here from the Bees.
Bobby McWilliams wants to talk about things as Hume Fogg starting to take a little bit of control despite the deficit on the scoreboard. Gives me an opportunity to tell you about some of our friends. Parents and caregivers, the best defense starts at home. Take a time out to talk with your youth about the dangers of substance misuse. Talk. They hear you. For important resources, including conversation tips, visit powerofputnam.org. We also want to thank our friends at the Thompson Machinery and the Cat Rental Store. They're your one-stop shop for all your dirt machinery and aerial equipment needs. Located at 667 Horace Lewis Road in Cookeville. They're a Caterpillar dealer who rent, sell, service, and provide parts. For rental needs, call Lane at 931-267-6380. And to buy, call Lucas, 931-979-5050. A 10-point Upperman lead here, 4:47 to go. Hume Fogg trying to cut this thing much tighter into halftime. The Bees would love to get a little more separation. Look for a little more Ty Cobb maybe out of this timeout.
Yeah, Hume Fogg playing well to start the second quarter. Now have made 4 of their 5 shots in the quarter. They've been able to turn the Bees over a couple of times here in the quarter and turning those into points as well. And again, a good foul in the transition there to stop an easy transition bucket. Now you give your defense a chance to get set up here underneath the bucket.
It will be Hume Fogg basketball beneath their basket. Inbounds pass set up, and Woye skies up to grab. Michael Woye fires right side to Ring. Deep 3 on the way. Too strong. Craddock right there. He's short on the putback because he had Bronston Chaffin right behind him.
He had to get it up quick.
And Upperman will bring it ahead. Bronston Chaffin's handling a lot of the ball handling duties so far. He'll send right side for Collier. Bush, who resets. Bush trying to orchestrate the half court. Sends left side for Huddleston. Now back to Chaffin. Again, Cobb posting up Craddock. Now he'll go out to possess. A lot of contact, no call. Cobb works off another double team. Sends in for Johnson. Johnson back to Ty. Sam Craddock up in Ty Cobb's grill. Cobb goes to work, sends left side to Bush. And Woye reaches, no call. Now Bush picks up his dribble, sends to Johnson. Now Bush left side. Bush again in Woye tries to reach in with those 6'6" wingspan. Cobb has it poked, gets it back. Ty out of the corner and a foul. They're being very aggressive, and Woye will pick up his second. They're arguing the call, which is hilarious. It was right in front of us. We saw the contact on Cobb. And Jack Torrance back to the table. He's going to check in for Collier Bush.
I will say they're making it more difficult for him here in this second quarter. They're not allowing him any space. Craddock hasn't left his left pocket ever since this second quarter started.
And you're better off to just foul him. He's already got 16 points.
Yeah.
As Huddleston has it. He's going to send back for Cobb, who just skies up. He's got a huge height advantage on Craddock.
Yeah, it's at least 4 or 5 inches.
The help comes. Cobb spins it ahead for Huddleston. Huddleston works around Ring. Now back to Cobb, right near the half-court line. Now right side for Torrance. Torrance working away from Nwoye. Speed advantage there for the Bees. Now Craddock steals the pass intended for Cobb, but then the ball dribbled right on the line, and Upperman gets a get-out-of-jail-free card. They'll get it back.
Yeah, and the only reason that it lost it out of bounds, Cobb just got a hand in there kind of at the last second there and did a nice job to poke it away, so Upperman will keep possession.
No field goals in the last 3.5 minutes for the Bees. Johnson finds Ty Cobb. Cobb.
They got a 10-point lead. They can use as much of this clock as they need.
It's a good point. Now a skip pass across to wide open Jack Torrance. His 3 can't go. Rebound loose. Down to Nwoye. Another empty possession for Upperman. That one took over a minute. Nwoye brings it up, checks back, now sends to Ring. Ring fires to Craddock. Looking for his second 3. Can't connect. Rebound tipped and grabbed by Ezekapu. Now he'll send back to Ring. Another NBA range 3. Nowhere close. And it goes back to the Bees.
If he gets the basketball out on the perimeter, you sag off of him as much as you can because we've seen him take some really, really bad shots in this first half. I mean, the mid-range one was halfway up the backboard. His 2 threes haven't caught anything.
Upperman did that last year. He made a couple of shots early, and they kept letting him shoot, and we said, why? And then he started missing.
Yeah,
I got you. As Johnson and Huddleston try to break the press. He'll fire it ahead to Chaffin, now Cobb. Cobb in a foot race over to Landon Hall. He lays it in for 2.
Yeah, great press break there. Get it to Cobb. The defense pinches down on him. Hall on the backside, right to the bucket, lays it up and in.
The Bees were very comfortable against this style of pressure when they turned on the tape. You've seen the outlets already a couple of times as they've gotten behind it. The key is just to get those first couple of passes, and then you have numbers. Right side, Craddock, his 3, an air ball. Rebound down, saved again. Ring has it, falls to his knees. He sends it over to his teammate, no good. Johnson with a rebound. Here comes Upperman back in front by 12 with the basketball.
Again, Hume Fogg's only a 27% three-point shooting team, so you're perfectly fine with them living and dying by that three ball.
Huddleston in the half court after breaking the press. Now Chaffin has it. Fires in for Hall. Power dribble, spin inside, blocked. Swatted away by John Nwoye. Now out and running are the Blue Knights. Over to Craddock, in rhythm, 4-3. Nope, rebound down. Cobb tries to get it, poked from him. It's still loose on the floor, and Chaffin comes away. Numbers for them if they hurry, but then a pass for Johnson was way over his head, and the Bees give it right back to the Blue Knights.
Yeah, and Chaffin, he got it out in front. I think he got a little too excited because he saw Johnson out in front. He's kind of falling down as he threw the pass, so just airmails it just a little bit, and Johnson unable to track it down.
Upperman's huge lead after the first is standing up. They led by 15, so despite being outscored in the quarter 9-6, they're comfortably ahead by 12.
Yeah, and 0 for the last 7 now. Actually, other than that Landon Hall bucket.
Hume Fogg, 0 for their last 7. The logo didn't pop up on it for you. They haven't scored in the last 3:25, so quick strikes where they made 4 straight, and now back ice cold are the Blue Knights. They send left side for Ring. Now he'll send into the corner Rucker. Rucker tries to drive inside, up and under left hand. That's a nice take through the zone by Miles Rucker.
Yeah, a really impressive take. He gets the defense to fly up and just kind of goes around the defense to lay it in with the left hand.
Now Chaffin out and running against the press. He sends right side to Johnson. Now Huddleston swings it for Ty Cobb. And Nwoye picks him up. Ty surveys. He's got to make a move. He will. Left hand dribble. Cobb with the runner. Right hand too strong. Johnson with a great box out. Now he'll spin it back to Chaffin. Thought about it, now puts it down, fires it ahead to Cobb. Cobb underneath the basket, and a push. And this is a big one. Rodney Dunlap just picked up his third. It'll be the 4th team foul, I believe, against the Blue Knights. Make it the 3rd. They're quicker than me in the Murphy Center.
Yeah, they're real quick on it.
1:07 to play in the first half. Upperman looking for a little momentum into the locker room with the double-digit lead.
Yeah, Upperman just 2 for 6 here in the quarter. Haven't gotten too many shots up.
Cobb going to inbound. He fires it. It is tipped out of Chaffin's hands out of play. And it'll stay with the Bees. Maybe. The official, I can read his lips. He said, I got Black touching the ball last. The official says, okay, and it's going to stay Upperman basketball. We didn't have a good look at it. There was a lot of hands in the way over on the left side. 1:05 to go in the second. It's 24-14. Now Turnbow. Upperman probably content to hold with a double-digit lead, and they are. 55 seconds left. Hume Fogg won't make it easy. They're going to try to force a turnover. Hall going to drive baseline. Forget that. He traveled. Feet shuffled for Landon Hall, and it goes back the other way.
Yeah, he just kind of, that last little dribble, lost his balance on, and I don't know if he had it planted right on that last one. It was a nice take, and he was going to try to go up, never really able to gather himself.
Hume Fogg can cut it to single digits into the halftime locker room if they do something with this possession. 49 seconds to play, and Ring will bring it up. No pressure for the Bees. Ring fires right side for Rucker. Now they swing it around in Nwoye. He'll bounce it into the corner for Ring. 35 seconds, and he just threw it to the Upperman cheerleaders. One of the worst passes I've seen in my entire life. It goes back to the Bees. I have no clue what he was trying to do on that one.
It's not where you want to throw it, that's for sure.
I mean, he threw it to the 3rd row.
Where you don't have a plan and you're looking for somebody and nobody's there. They saw black jerseys. That was it.
We already have one Upper Cumberland team advancing on. It's the Jackson County Blue Devils. They play 2-time defending champion Alcoa tomorrow at 2:15. Upperman wants to play right after him. As Cobb has it in the half court, sends to Torrance. And again, Bobby McWilliams says, hold. They want one shot. Turnbow back to Cobb, right at the middle of that MT logo. I'll tell you, he looks pretty good on that MT logo. Nick McDevitt, hello, hello. 10 seconds left for Cobb. That 5-second clock is ticking. Cobb goes to work. Shoulder shrug. Rises up, can't connect. Rebound loose and down. 2 seconds. They shot it way too early, and it will not go. And a solid first half for the Bees is in the books. After 2, they lead 24-14. We'll be back with the Happy Hiller halftime show. Coverage of today's game is presented by Sonia Brown with American Real Estate. You're listening to it on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate, quality care for all patients from local people you can trust, so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine Team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Tee Up is the Upper Cumberland's brand new indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. You want to know how you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teeupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Fire and Vine in Cookeville is the Upper Cumberland's home for delicious Chicago-style pizza, beef, chicken, fish, and more. Located in Cookeville's historic downtown district, Fire and Vine's food and atmosphere will keep you coming back for more. Take in stunning views with the UCR team on Tuesday nights at 7, live for the UCR Coaches Show from the rooftop. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They're also proud to sponsor the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear an EJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Amanette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and test drive the all-new Chevy Trax or Silverado today. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this beautiful 3-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom home located just south of Cookeville. Boasting 2,700 square feet and a 2-car garage, this home features a very open floor plan with hardwood floors. You'll find great custom touches throughout, including a welcoming covered porch. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191 for more information.
The Quality Family, a local company supporting and caring for our local communities. The Quality Family offers services to get you back to the game. From bracing to oxygen and everything in between, we can meet your medical equipment needs with Buckeye Home Medical Equipment. If you have an in-home need for strength and conditioning, for example after a surgery or injury, Quality Home Health is available to provide individualized care while you are on the mend. For those with end-of-life diseases, Quality Hospice is available to provide nurturing care during those difficult times. Choose the Quality family of services for care within your community. Visit thequalityfamily.com to navigate all we have to offer you.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future, it's what we do.
Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman basketball on UCR.
Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer with a huge selection of outdoor power equipment including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
It's time for the Happy Hiller halftime show. Visit happyhiller.com to see how our friends at Hiller can help solve your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical problems today. That's happyhiller.com. At the break, it's Upperman 24, Hume Fogg 14. The Bees led by 15 at the end of the first quarter. Now 10, a much better second quarter for the Blue Knights, but they're in a big hole. It was all Ty Cobb, 16 points in the first half. He's got a couple of rebounds and an assist. Bronston Chaffin has 2 points, 5 rebounds, 2 as well for Evan Huddleston, and 4 for Landon Hall off the bench. Michael Nwoye, the leading scorer for Hume Fogg, with 6 points, and Jacob, really not a surprise to us to have watched Upperman play this entire season, now in game number 33 or 32 rather. No, I can't do math. 33 of the campaign. Ty Cobb doing Ty Cobb things, playing really solid on the defensive end. And as we knew, Hume Fogg entering the game, they struggled to shoot it. They did. 12.5 from 3, 27% from the field.
Yeah, 27% from the field. And Craddock has been trying to will them back into the ball game from that three-point line, but he just hadn't been able to hit them. And again, it's a team in Hume Fogg that just doesn't shoot it well. Even on two-point field goal percentage, they're at 49%. You would like your two-point field goal percentage to be pretty high and just below 50% on that mark. So for them to get back into the game, they have to turn Upperman over, which is obviously not an easy thing to do. Upperman has done a great job against the pressure in that first half. Just 6 turnovers in that first half. And the big number that we talked about in the pregame, you got to rebound the basketball. Upperman winning that category 14-13 in the first half. But Hume Fogg does have 7 offensive rebounds. So that's one category the Bees would like to clean up a little bit. They didn't take too many shots there in that second quarter because Hume Fogg did make an adjustment defensively, really hounding Ty Cobb. And obviously they know he is the offense, but the Bees doing a nice job. Landon Hall got a bucket in transition. They were able to get to the free throw line and knock down a couple of shots. So they got the 10-point lead right now, and you feel pretty good if you're the Bees.
This is an experienced Upperman team. They got here last year, made the Final Four, fell to eventual state champion Fulton, who went back-to-back. They have their sights set on a run through this tournament. They understand to do that, they have to stay locked in. The first few minutes of this third quarter going to tell us a lot. Upperman wants to stretch this thing back to 15+. If Hume Fogg can cut it to single digits, it could be anybody's ball game.
And you're seeing Upperman as well take a lot of time on offense, and I think they're perfectly fine with that. In a 10-point ball game, they're going to use as much of that clock as they can on each possession if it takes a minute. Now, the one thing they didn't do a great job of is getting points at the end of those long possessions. They would love to do that coming up here in the second half, and then obviously they'll be able to extend their lead. But main thing, just take care of the basketball, keep rebounding the basketball, give the ball to number 0 when he's got an open chance, and you're probably going to be walking out of here into the semifinals.
The Bees have spent a long time in their locker room, just now emerging in front of us here on Media Row. And they've got a 24-14 lead over Hume Fogg, and it's Ty Cobb. He won Mr. Basketball, and as always, when you win Mr. Basketball, there's the this. Not from our area. K-Cap's a very deserving finalist. But out of Greenville, those two teams may play tomorrow. Yeah. Ty Cobb showed in the first half why he was Mr. Basketball.
Yeah, Trey Thompson, he was the other Mr. Basketball finalist for Greenville. And obviously, he's had a really good season as well at 6'8" for Greenville. So if Greenville were to eventually win and Upperman plays Greenville in that semifinal, that is going to be a heck of a basketball game against the Mr. Basketball and a Mr. Basketball finalist, but you've got another half to go here for the Bees. Got to keep taking care of the ball, knock down some shots, and then eventually you're going to be put at the free throw line. You got to make sure you hit some free throws, something they did a really good job of in the first half, going 7 for 8.
Don't forget, you've got to keep your eyes at UpperCumberlandReporter.com. We have descended upon Murfreesboro. The goose is loose. Photos and website coverage coming from this game, along with a cinematic highlight reel. Also coverage already yesterday. Noah was loose on the camera and writing for Jackson County as they got a huge win yesterday over Jackson Central Mary. We have complete coverage of that game, a highlight reel coming from that one as well. If you're not bookmarking UpperCumberlandReporter.com during the state tournament, you're doing the wrong thing. Nobody does it the way that we do it for these teams anywhere, let alone the teams in our area in the Upper Cumberland. As we get back to action here, it's Upperman 24, Hume Fogg 14. And I believe it will be Blue Knights basketball as we return to action. I'm Noah McKay. That's Jacob Benson. Happy to be along with you this evening. We'll remind you the clock on the screen is not official. Jacob's doing
pretty darn close.
Are you doing better than I did? I did pretty well.
I feel like I'm doing okay.
I struggled in the first quarter.
Doing all right.
Of Cookeville last week, but then I got it together. So
I've only missed, I think, one time where I just completely forgot.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. Yeah. We just start yapping away. It's been a very physical tournament. Yesterday, the games, every game was physical. It's ironic. The girls' tournament, you couldn't get away with. If you're Reese Beatty, you couldn't even get in the general area of somebody.
You just couldn't be close.
Yeah, this has been completely different consistently throughout, so that's an adjustment. But Upperman's hanging fine in a physical game with this 10-point advantage. And it will be Hume Fogg basketball as we get back to it. They're working right to left on your screen as you envision the action here. Upperman left to right, Hume Fogg in the black jerseys, Upperman in white. Isaiah Ring going to inbound. A couple of players in foul trouble for Hume Fogg. 2 for Rucker, 3 for Rodney Dunlap, 2 for Michael Nwoye. For Upperman, 2 for Colton Johnson and Branson Turnbow, and 1 for Bronson Chaffin. That's it. Bees back in there 2-3 as Rucker brings it right side. Surveys, trying to get it down low. He'll fire inside to Rucker. Now a little power dribble, shot up, an air ball, rebound out of play. Should go to the Bees. Can I get a point? I can't. It's going to stay with Hume Fogg. If you're an official, please point the direction that the ball is going. This is a state tournament. 7:44 to go in the third.
Helps us out.
It helps us out a ton. Inbound, sent over the top. That one's grabbed by Rhodes. He'll send it left side for Rucker. Rucker, one dribble, now back out. Trying to move the zone. Now right side for Ring. Ring skips it back across to Rucker. Rucker drives into Bronston. Chaffin now forced back out to Rhodes. Rhodes swings it to Ring. Ring drives past Cobb, puts it up, no good. They're going to call Ty Cobb for a bump in midair. It'll be his first, and 2 free throws coming for Isaiah Ring as they try to cut it to single digits for the first time since the first quarter.
And there were a couple times on that possession. Rucker was open on that left wing, but a really good closeout by Chaffin closing out there. I don't know if I'm Chaffin, if I'm just staying down there a little bit lower and just really tempting this Hume Fogg team to shoot the 3 ball. They miss another free throw right there. Struggling to shoot the basketball again, just 27%, actually down to 26% in the ball game.
Now 1 for 3 at the free throw line. Ring trying to split, and he will. Gets the friendly roll that time, and it's down to a 9-point game. Here comes the press as Cobb inbounds to Chaffin. Cobb goes back to get it. Now he jumps it ahead to Torrance. They're into the half court. Cobb sheds his defender Ring, who now arrives back. Cobb resets the clock, now sends left side for Torrance. Jack Torrance picks up his dribble, bounces for Ty Cobb. Cobb works to a double team, now fires a pass intended for Johnson, out of play, another turnover. It goes back to Hume Fogg, whose defense is settling in nicely.
Well, this is exactly what Hume Fogg wants to do, get some turnovers on both sides. They've been able to create that. They already got a point on one side, trying to go on a little bit of a run here out of the break.
Now Rucker goes back and forth with Ring. Ring back to Rucker. Upperman content to kind of stay within that 3-point line for the most part as Nwoye sends back to Rucker. Another shot fake. He'll send it back to Nwoye. If you're Upperman, you're content with letting them shoot the 3.
Absolutely.
Make them shoot you out of it, unless it's Craddock, as Huddleston jumps in front of the pass, steals it away. Now ahead to Ty Cobb. Cobb, little hezzy. He'll drive the lane. Cobb skies up and is fouled. It's hilarious that Rodney Dunlap is arguing that call as he hacked Ty Cobb in midair. It's his 4th, and Cobb will go to the line to shoot 2.
The Hume Fogg student section, which is absolutely massive.
Yeah, I think the whole student body is here.
I really think they are.
I agree.
They also did not agree with the call. It's the right call.
Cannot hit the body and the arm of the shooter in midair. That's not legal at any level of basketball. First one for Cobb connects. Up to 17 today. Now he's at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. She's our presenting sponsor. 931-979-7145, so Sonia can make your real estate dreams a reality. And Ty Cobb's got to tuck the jersey in as it's back to a 10-point Upperman lead.
And this is something they're doing a really, really good job of. 8 for 9 from the free throw line. That's the 4th foul on Dunlap as well.
They did that last year in the matchup. Worked right at the charity stripe. As Cobb goes 2 for 2, back to an 11-point Bees lead. Hume Fogg looking for a little run. They haven't been able to really threaten, get it back to, 5 or 6 points and add some pressure. Ring has it, sends back to Rucker. We mentioned the start was going to be so important, and Upperman dominated the start. But still a long way to go. Nwoye fires inside. Rhodes, little turnaround shot and connects. Alonzo Rhodes, one of the first jumpers of the game from 2-point range for Hume Fogg, and it's back to a 9-point game as Huddleston gets it to Chaffin. Chaffin sends it ahead to Johnson. They break the press again.
And Rose really needed that bucket, scoring 14 points a game. He's got 3 right now, make it 5.
Cobb working on Ring. Goes to work with a left-hand dribble. Cobb steps through, throws it off the side of the backboard. No. Rebound down. Here comes Hume Fogg. Ring pushing in transition. Huddleston back. Ring steps around. He missed it. Put back. A lot of contact, and there's a call. Colton Johnson going to pick up his third. It's a late whistle, but it's the right call. 2 free throws for Alonzo Rhodes as it's a 9-point lead for the Bees, and it's starting to slim a little bit.
But again, another good foul by Johnson. Make him earn it at the line, something that they've not done a great job of. 2 for 4 so far today for Hume Fogg.
Rhodes is 1 for 2. He returns to the line here for a couple more, right in front of his student section, which is packed. They're looking for something to cheer about, and you'll never guess they missed. Checking in is Landon Hall. He's in for Johnson with those 3 fouls.
It's easily the biggest student section of these 2 weeks.
Yeah, no question. I for sure, a significant chunk of the student body is here. Rhodes trying to split again. He cannot. 0 for 2 at the charity stripe, and Upperman will take it. They still lead by 9. Here's Torrance across the timeline. Now Cobb, nearly stolen away. Ring able to save it in somehow. What a play, and here they come in transition again. Ring double dribbled, fired it out of play.
Oh, my goodness.
And then they gave it to Hume Fogg, the official from earlier who is struggling to figure out who touched it last. There's no question.
I was going to say, it was either a double dribble or a travel before that, and then they just threw it out of bounds.
That's a huge break for Hume Fogg because they should not have the basketball right now. 5:19 to go in the third. Craddock back in. He's hit 1 3 so far into the corner, and there's a travel, and there's your makeup call. Yeah. Rucker didn't travel, but the other official, I think, knew.
If
didn't want to go. Didn't want to go. Earlier, he went over and said, no, you don't want to do that twice to your partner, but as soon as he had an opportunity, the Bees got the ball back.
But there's no such thing as a makeup call.
Yeah, that's what they say. 5:12 to go in the third. You just saw one at the Murphy Center. Now that pass nearly stolen away, tipped out by Nwoye. And now you feel the desperation taking up for Hume Fogg, trying to sell out to force some turnovers. Not out of the game by any stretch, but they need a run.
Yeah, especially the way they're shooting the basketball. They've got to get it done in transition. That's why they're going hard into these passing lanes.
Craddock tries to defend Cobb, who puts it behind the back to create some space. Now Chaffin sends right side Torrance. He'll put it on the hardwood. Torrance around the world. Back for Huddleston in the corner. Huddleston works back out. Now Chaffin at the top of the circle. He hands off to Cobb. Cobb spins it left side for Huddleston. Now back for Torrance. Chaffin, another long possession developing here for the Bees from Baxter. Chaffin to Hall. Hall, shot fake. Another one, sends back to Cobb. Deep 3, on the way, connects. Ty Cobb with his second. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3.
That's a perfect possession for the Bees. Very long possession, ends up in points, and an even bigger shot, a 3-ball for the Bees.
How about a smooth 21 for Mr. Basketball with still 4:19 to go in the third quarter.
It's 16 in the first half.
Bounces it right side in Nwoye now around the ring. Rucker with it. Hume Fogg looking for an answer. Cobb bodies up Rucker. Turns him away. Now back to Rhodes. Rhodes swings it to Ring. He's going to line up the 3. Evan Huddleston says take it. No good, and Nwoye couldn't get the rebound. Now Landon Hall's out and running in a foot race. Hall drives up, and he is fouled. Landon Hall got out and running. The big man will go to the line to shoot 2 with 3:55 to go in the third.
Yeah, a really good job by Hall again, feeling that defense behind him. He's not going to beat him down the court, so he's just got to stay in front of him and try to go up and in, and a big foul called on Nwoye.
It's his third. Michael Nwoye, the best player for Hume Fogg, now in a little bit of foul trouble, and Coach Fleming needs him in there. Landon Hall's first free throw is no good, and that is just the second miss of the day at the line for the Bees.
And now Hume Fogg going a little bit deeper into their bench. They're bringing a new player in Thomas Keller.
Hall's second one, no good. 0 for 2, so a break there for the Blue Knights. And Nwoye will bring it up, and he traveled.
He did.
Caught the ball and took a couple of steps before putting it down. The Bees will get it back up 12 with 3:50 to go in the quarter.
Yeah, just started to run across the middle of the court, never put it down on the deck like he said. So it'll be a turnover right back to Upperman, up by 12, 3:50 to play third quarter. I love the student section chants, especially when it's just a blatantly obvious call.
We need to retire the take his whistle chant. I'm not a fan of it. That one, we hear so many chants here at the Glass House. Take his whistle, you can't do that. I'm good on both of those going away. As Landon Hall picks up his dribble, sends right side to Chaffin. Posting up is Cobb. He gets the high pass. Cobb triple team. Cobb shot fake and fouled. Ty Cobb will return to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line Hume Fogg got nothing for number 0 in white and gold.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. He was in a triple team. He goes up. He gets fouled on the body. He got blocked up top, but the foul on the body puts him at the line for 2 more free throws. And now with Upperman having the 12-point lead, you're going to be put at the line a lot here in these closing minutes of the ball game. You just got to knock him down.
And he connects the first. That's the first personal on Samuel Craddock for Hume Fogg. Cobb putting on a display at the line as well. Now 8 for 8 at the charity stripe. Second one. Good. 23 for Ty Cobb in his 3rd ever game in the Murphy Center. It's 31-17 now. The Bees sniffing their largest lead of the game. That was 15 at the end of the first quarter. Pass in, Craddock. Tipped by Williams. Now stolen away. Branson Turnbow picks it off. A foot race with Turnbow. It's swiped out of his hands. No foul. It was an all ball. Good job by Craddock to get back, and it stays with the Bees.
Yeah, it was a really nice job by Craddock. And Craddock, since he's come in, has really given him a boost defensively. Just doesn't have the size for Hume Fogg.
I want to be clear. I love the student sections. I love the chants. I just think we could be more creative
right.
than the you can't do that and take his whistle. That's all I'm saying. I love it. Let's go. Get amped up. Have a good time. We can just get a little more creative. I'm not going to be known as the student section hater. I love the student sections. Chaffin has it. He spins it left side. Upperman content to take their time and taking the air out of the basketball a little bit. Right side to Turnbow. Cobb posting up. Craddock jumps in front, and Cobb's going to be called for a push. It's a great play by Craddock to use his speed to get around Cobb, but it'll be the second on Ty Cobb.
Yeah, every time he's come in, he has been the defender on Ty Cobb, and again, a really good job. He's trying to front him in the post. He's able to stay in front and poke the ball away, and then Cobb kind of grabs him going for the basketball.
Now, I will challenge the Hume Fogg students. They got to be louder.
Yeah,
there's so many of them.
A ton of students, and they're really not that loud.
And Woye going to bring it in. Nice baseline pass, and the layup spins around and through for Alonzo Rose. There's the Nwoye effect for Hume Fogg. Back to a 12-point game. They need a run to end this quarter. Chaffin going to bring it up. Jump stops. Now Hall finds a wide-open Torrance inside. Little hezzy up and under. Good for 2.
It's a really nice job. He was never going to get that bucket up and in from the right block, so he's able to get deep enough underneath and finishes from the left side, kind of just scooping it up with the right hand.
He had a great finish against Heritage in the sub-state round. He has another good one here. Now left side for Keller. He'll send back and forth. Keller with it left wing into Nwoye. Tries to turn on Chaffin. His shot is good. That's a tough finish for Michael Nwoye.
Yeah, there's nothing Bronson Chaffin can do there. Just a very athletic finish.
Now the quarterback with an overhand feed. Jack Torrance, good. And 1. The quick strike for the Bees. The outlet feed from Chaffin and the and 1 for Jack Torrance.
I mean, he's racing down the floor. You said it, a nice feed by Chaffin. Full court, about 3/4 court pass. Nice catch by Torrance, and he finishes at the basket.
They get Craddock for his second, and Jack Torrance can make it a 15-point game at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. Ring back in here for Hume Fogg. Every time they've gotten a bucket in the second half, Upperman has answered on the other end as Torrance connects on the freebie. 5 straight points for Jack Torrance, and Upperman's lead is 15.
They made their last 3 buckets as well, up to 50% from the field.
Talking to the Upperman coaches, they said, hey, we can get a nice couple of shots, maybe a 3 from Torrance and Huddleston. We'll be okay. Is now a nice take inside for Ring. Hume Fogg answers again with a 2.
One thing I'm a little surprised about, you look up at the scoreboard, still 5 timeouts remaining by Hume Fogg.
Torrance sends it ahead to Turnbow. Now Landon Hall has it. Back to Torrance. 90 seconds to play in the third quarter. It means our fourth quarter could take a while.
Yeah.
Upperman has 4 remaining. Now Cobb creating some space on Keller. Sends left side Torrance. Now over to Hall. Hall flips it up for Turnbow. He'll spin it back. Went through Torrance's hands, but he regathers. Now Jack Torrance brings it back out. Torrance picked up by Rhodes. He'll flip to Hall. Back to Torrance. Little give and go for Jack. Torrance inside spins, and he traveled. That back foot slid for Torrance, and it'll go back the other way to Hume Fogg with 58 seconds to play in the third.
Yeah, he was trying to spin around, look for that kick-out pass on the left wing, and you said it just kind of slipped around as he spun for the travel.
Huddleston going to check in. Jack Torrance will check out. 58.5. Hume Fogg trying to get a little momentum into the fourth quarter. Isaiah Ring going to bring it up here for the Blue Knights. Ring sends over right side for Rucker. Now Nwoye. He's triple teamed. Skies up. Can't finish. Rebounded by Ty Cobb.
He just short-armed it, and he may have lost it on the way up. It didn't really look like it left his hand cleanly.
Ty Cobb splits a double team with a ton of speed. Cobb skies up, can't finish. Rebound down. Here comes Hume Fogg. Nwoye, pass tipped and stolen away. Evan Huddleston picks it off. Back to Cobb. Cobb around some contact. Up and under and is fouled. Ty Cobb getting out and running in transition. When he starts to put his head down, he's tough. He's going to go shoot 2 more here as they make him earn it. Isaiah Ring picks up his second.
I think what's really impressive about Ty is he comes off for maybe about 30 seconds. We saw him come off for 5 seconds in the first half, and he's sprinting up and down the court every single time. And obviously, they're looking to get him the basketball, and more times than not, he's doing the right thing with it as he knocks down the free throw.
He has been perfect at the free throw line in this game. 10 for 10, up to 24 points for the Class 3A Mr. Basketball, just the sophomore. Trying to stretch it back to 15. Torrance back to the table. He'll check in if this one's good. And it is. Just no nerves, nothing for Cobb as he gets another quick breather here. Torrance checks back in.
Yeah, he'll get that extra break with the quarter break coming up.
Unless they get the ball back.
Yeah.
As Ring has it. He sends back to Rucker. Hume Fogg needs a bucket. Down 15 here against the consensus number 1 ranked team in the state. Rucker back to Ring. He'll try to drive, loses it. Jack Torrance stole it away. Now back to Turnbow with 10 seconds, a chance for the Bees. Here's Branson Turnbow weaving through traffic. Turnbow fires to Hall, 4 seconds. Hall fouled. 2 more free throws for Landon Hall with 2.2 on the clock in the third.
I mean, honestly, the offense right now is really easy for the Bees. If you get it down low in the paint, you throw a one-shot fake, and then you go up, you're going to get killed by 3 different players and be put at the line.
Zikapu picks up his second. 2 for Landon Hall.
Am I wrong?
You are correct. It was just, and they actually call Rhodes for that one. My apologies. Alonzo Rhodes picks up his first.
The one thing is Hall is struggling from the line.
Can't connect on that one. Now 0 for 3 in the quarter. 2 for 3 in the game. And Finn Sism's going to get 2 seconds. As Bronston Chaffin gets a little extra and makes sure he stays out of any foul trouble. Hall trying to stretch it to 16. Can't connect on that one. And Nwoye with the rebound. This would count from 3/4 court, but it's no good. And the Bees are in control as we head to the 4th and final quarter. After 3, it's Upperman 38, Hume Fogg 23. Coverage of this game is presented by Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
What if opportunity was all in a day's work?
We find new ways to make vacation dreams a reality. And that inspires me to do my best work every single day.
What if you can make a real impact in people's lives with a team that cares?
What I do matters, not just for guests, but for my team. We rely on each other each and every day.
What if your work inspired fun and moved people?
We put the world on vacation. Our job is to make people happy. Inspiring travelers around the world to live their best lives never stops being fulfilling.
At Travel and Leisure, what if can be what is. Stop wondering. Join the travel movement and start a career where your memories start with you.
$15-point Upperman lead as we get back to action, and it is Bees basketball. I'm Noah McKay. It's Jacob Vinson. The Bees trying to set up a date with the winner of Mumford and Greenville tomorrow in the state semifinals as Colton Johnson gives to Bronston Chaffin. Now back for Evan Huddleston. Upperman has been clinical so far in this game. Cut it to single digits briefly, did Hume Fogg, but the Bees got it right back with 5 points by Jack Torrance. But it has been the Ty Cobb show as Evan Huddleston has a lane. Drive, skies up, and is blocked. And Nwoye got the block, and now running through traffic is Keller. He puts it up with the left hand, too strong. Another miss, tipped out of play. It should go to the Bees, and it does go to the Bees. Story of the game, Hume Fogg, 33% from the field, 11% from 3, 33% from the line. Upperman, 45% from the field, 33% from 3, and 74% at the line.
It's just been dominant. I mean, really, that's all there is to say about it.
Inbound goes to Torrance. Now Branson Turnbow says, I'm good. Calls off the defense as Keller tries to stay with him. Turnbow, remember, he was the starting point guard before Cobb got here, as that one's poked out of play by Rucker, and will stay with the Bees. Dangerous pass, but Upperman survives.
Yeah, Coach McWilliams wasn't too happy about that pass.
They don't want to leave the door open. They want to slam it shut and pull away here for the victory. As Cobb gets the inbound. Now back to Turnbow.
Yeah, to set up what could be a really fun semifinal.
This defensive effort today.
Yep.
It's been stifling. 23 points through 3 quarters and a minute allowed to a team that had won 29 games entering this tournament.
It's how it's been the last 2 games. Against Heritage the same way. Both those offenses really scored the ball well.
Cobb loses his footing. It's loose on the ground, and we'll have a whistle. I'm not sure if Cobb actually had that basketball, but they will flip the arrow the other way, and Hume Fogg will get it back, but Upperman will take it because it was going to be a turnover either way.
And you can see Hume Fogg is kind of sped up right now. They're in desperation mode. They're trying to turn it over. They're going to be going quick here on the offensive side. And
Evan Huddleston tried to check in but was not entered in. He got buzzered in but not entered in by the official.
Even the official on the scores table kind of threw his hand in the air.
Pass right side. Hume Fogg, they got to get it rolling. Ring sends over to Rucker. Now a nice little tip pass inside and finished in by Ezekapru for the first points of the quarter.
That was a great play. You get it to the wing, a little high-low action.
Branson Turnbow is wide open. Bronston Chaffin found him. Turnbow finished. Chaffin found a wide-open Branson Turnbow. It's not a football game, but it's the same result.
It looked exactly the same,
and
though.
Upperman scores.
Yeah.
That's the MO for years. Pass right side ring. He'll sit in the corner to Rucker. Rucker back into the corner. Craddock triggers the 3. Hit the top of the backboard. No good. Rebound down to Torrance. As rough of a shooting display as I have ever seen in the Glass House today. Credit the Upperman defense, but it's not just that.
Well, they're actually shooting better in the second half, too.
And Craddock is trying to stay with Cobb, and now will be called for his 3rd personal. Evan Huddleston now will get to check in for Branson Turnbow's giving him really good minutes off the bench in this day.
What might be the most impressive thing in this game is if Hume Fogg loses, taking 5 timeouts with him.
As Chaffin turns off the inbound, loads up, finishes, and a travel is called. It was going to be an and one, and instead a travel was called, and it goes back the other way. I don't like it, but we'll play on.
I couldn't really tell. A little bit of traffic in between. There wasn't too much of a contest from Coach McWilliams, though, on the sideline.
I think that's a 40-25, no contest more than anything else. As Nwolye has it, sends over to Craddock. You don't want to burn it out now.
Right.
As Ezekapru turns, puts it up with the left hand, no rebound, wrestled, and again Johnson wins the board. Despite the size advantage of Hume Fogg, the Bees have been great on the boards, tied up in the rebounding department. Now a feed ahead to Torrance, who finishes off the glass.
He's done a really nice job running the floor, and the defense has just forgotten about him. Obviously, he's not one of their leading scorers on the season. I mean, he's one of their top leading scorers, but Ty Cobb is the leading scorer, so they've just kind of forgotten about him on the back end.
Largest lead of the game for the Bees, 5:08 to go. Step back 3 for Rucker. And a foul is called as they say Chaffin is in the landing area, and Rucker's going to get to shoot 3. It'll be the second on Bronston Chaffin, and that's a little bit of a bailout for Hume Fogg.
Again, trying to do anything you can. You like Jack talked about in our Pickett County game yesterday, you kick those legs out and try to create a little bit more space for you to land, and if that contact gets created, you're most likely going to get the foul called.
First free throw is good for Miles Rucker. Back to a 16-point lead. He's got 2 more shots to go. As Landon Hall's back at the table for the Bees, about to check back in. Next one is no good. I'm sure you'll never believe that.
Yeah, it's been a adventure at the free throw line. 3 for 7.
Now 3 for 8. Just got updated.
Yeah.
I love having the stats right here. That makes our job very easy. And if we're wrong, don't blame us. Another one, no good, and another rebound for Colton Johnson. This game is over. 5 minutes to go, it is over.
Yeah.
And it was over about 2 minutes after tip-off. Huddleston going to bring it up here. Now you should keep listening. Fastball in from Cobb, ricochet, stolen away by the Blue Knights. Ahead comes in Nwolye, trying to push the tempo. They'll fire over to Ring. Ring drives into Cobb. Outlet feed to Craddock. Open 3 on the way, nearly an air ball. Rebounded by Hall. Now ahead to Cobb. In transition. Here comes Ty Cobb. He loads up. Right hand good and 1. Ty Cobb again, up to 27, and he can make it 28.
I mean, again, you look at the schedule for Hume Fogg. They've only got 3 losses on the year, and all 3 losses were close. This game has not been close at all.
Upperman lost to Tullahoma, and everyone lost their ever-loving minds. There's a reason this is the consensus #1 ranked team in the state, and they are flexing in the glass house. Cobb at the line, flies away, and hits. 28 for Ty Cobb. Rucker got called for the personal. That was his 3rd, and Cobb will check out. We'll see if his day is done or not.
I'm sure he'll come back in.
4.5 to go. It's a 19-point Upperman lead.
They want to set the tone here in the state quarterfinals.
And Woye going to bring it in. He'll throw up the shot. See if this is a continuation. They'll say it is. So 2 free throws coming from Michael and Woye at the line as they get Landon Hall for his first. No popcorn today, Jimmy. It was never close enough.
You don't need it today. You can just sit back, chill out, sip your coffee.
That's reserved for really tight ones. This one has not fit that bill.
It's never been tight.
I mean, it was 0-0. As in Woye makes the first free throw.
It was 0-0. I can't argue with you there.
Now go to the store. Tomorrow you may need some popcorn.
Yeah.
So go to the store.
We expect Greenville to beat Munford in this next quarterfinal game, and that'll be a show in the semifinals.
And as always, Upperman and Greenville are going to play.
It's destined.
At the end of a state tournament. And Woye's second is no good. And the rebound is won by Bronson Chaffin. These 2 bigs for Upperman. I mentioned they felt a little disrespected. Now again, Turnbow finds Hall. Little shot fake and the finish. In transition, Upperman, forget about it. The bigs felt disrespected after one rough game, and they have flexed today. It's a 20-point Baxter lead. Now a little flip pass inside. Right-hand runner up, you'll never guess. Ahead it comes for Branson Turnbow. And Turnbow will slam the brakes, gives back to Chaffin. Now flips it ahead. Cobb is at the table as the pass goes over to Torrance. 3:48 to go in the ball game. I love Joe Spears with 615 Preps. He's my guy, but he picked Hume Fogg to win this tournament, and I asked him, what is wrong with you? And he said, they are better. And I said, so is Upperman. He said, I said, just watch what happens. 3:30 to go. It's a 20-point game. And I told him I would call him out on air, so I had to give him a little something. Joe's a really good journalist and a really good guy. He's a good friend, but he's got to feel this one a little bit. As Chaffin fires a pass tipped out of play. And he'll stay with Upperman, and Ty Cobb's going to get back into the ball game, so you may not have wanted to tip that one if you're the Blue Knights. And a timeout, the first timeout of the game, being taken by Ross Fleming with 3:18 to go. Clinical today by the Bees, and it gives me an opportunity to remind you, parents and caregivers, the best defense starts at home. Take a time out to talk with your youth about the dangers of substance misuse. Talk, they hear you. For important resources, including conversation tips, visit powerputnam.org. We also want to thank our friends at Thompson Machinery and the Cat Rental Store. They are a one-stop shop for our dirt machinery and aerial equipment needs, located at 667 Horace Lewis Road in Cookeville, just off of Highway 111. They're a Caterpillar dealer who rent, sell, service, and provide parts. For rental needs, call Lane at 931-267-6380. And to buy, call Lucas at 931-979-5050.
No, we said coming into this game, Upperman is going to have to rebound the basketball, winning that category 20-16 already in this ball. Actually, 24-20 in this ball game. And they're shooting it well, 54% from the field, and have only had to make two threes, and they're 15 of 20 from the three-point lands.
Post-game,
from free throw line.
Jacob will take us out. I got to get down to the press conference to report, so Jacob will handle the Legacy House post-game show. As Upperman goes tic-tac-toe, and Branson Turnbow puts it in, and this game is so over. With 3 minutes to go, it's a 22-point game.
I mean, yeah, you said it was over with 5 minutes to go. It's been over for a little while.
Right side goes for Keller. Now he'll fire in Woye. Nice little tip pass inside. Left-hand lay for Dunlap is good. Back to a 20-point gap. And Upperman has just shredded the press like a nice block of cheddar as Torrance sends it ahead to Johnson. And now we have a whistle and a timeout called by Bobby McWilliams as Johnson was in a little bit of a trap near the corner where half court begins. Greenville or Munford tomorrow. Those two teams will play next. Tip-off in that game.
2:15. 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Tomorrow
right after
here
Jackson
at the Glass
County.
House.
I got
right
confused
after
with Jackson County. Yeah, it's fun on Friday or tomorrow, back-to-back coming up tomorrow.
If you want to advertise on that game, send us a message. They are limited. You've heard some of the reads that we've done. We'll do it for you. We would love to do it for you. Send us a message to our Facebook page if you just want to support what we do as well. We could use it. It is very expensive to come down here and raid Murfreesboro the way that we do with this coverage. There's a reason not everybody does it, because it takes an investment, and we appreciate our advertisers for making that investment, and we give them a return on it. 2:39 to go in the ball game. Back to action here as Bronston Chaffin has it. He'll dribble it ahead. Chaffin just going to go coast to coast and a foul. Hand in the back from Rodney Dunlap. That'll end his day. And that sends Ezekapu back to the table. He'll check in. And again, I'm mispronouncing his name. I apologize. So Dunlap's day is done, and I believe he may be a senior based on the reaction from the crowd. The resurgence of Hume Fogg is real, but they have run into the Bees the last 2 years, and that's just a different level. As now another foul as Cobb will be fouled, and he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Never mind, it's the 4th. And Woye picks up his 4th foul. The next one will send the Bees to the line.
20-point win last year for the Bees in this round. Going to be another 20-point win, if not more, in this one. And it's been a dominant performance. It's all started off that defensive side. Only 29 points allowed to a Hume Fogg team that has won 29 games this year.
Torrance picks up. He'll give back to Chaffin. Now he'll fire it over for Huddleston. Back to Chaffin. Chaffin hands to Cobb. Upperman taking the air to the basketball. Now Cobb works away at a double team. Kicks back to Torrance. Tick, tick, tick. Cue up the Jeopardy music. Still pressuring is Hume Fogg. They're getting away with a lot of contact. And now a foul as Jack Torrance is going to go to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to shoot 2.
And now the Bees will be in the bonus for the rest of the way. And obviously been really, really good at the line. 15 of 20 today.
Ty Cobb, he's trying to get to a smooth 30 if he can find 2 somewhere.
He's been really impressive. 7 for 12 from the field, 12 for 12 from the free throw line. He's 2 for 2 from downtown as well.
Yeah, the whole this game is a 50-50 toss-up was just insanity as Torrance makes the first free throw. We talked about that on the basketball show on Tuesday night. This game is more lopsided than the one was a year ago.
I mean, this game was, they got up 15 in the first quarter. Hume Fogg made a nice little run in the second, but it never felt like the Bees were in danger in this ball game, and we say that a lot with this Upperman team.
2 for 2 for Jack Torrance. 9 points today for him. That's the formula. Cobb goes crazy. Torrance gives you 9. Chaffin and Johnson body up inside as Ty Cobb's day is done, as is Jack Torrance, and they get a standing ovation. Pass ahead, Keller runs into a tie-up. We got a whistle and a jump. The arrow belongs to the Bees. 1:55 to play. It's just a matter of how many at this point. Turnbow bounces into Huddleston. And credit to Hume Fogg. Listen, they play the right way. They play very hard. There's none of the chippy stuff going on. Only had one kind of iffy moment in the game, and that was just a physical play. As that one's out of play, it'll go back to Hume Fogg. And they're really good.
Mm-hmm.
They are really good. Don't let this score fool you. Hume Fogg is a really good basketball team.
Basketball is a matchup game, and they just do not match up well with this Bees team. The way that 2-3 zone is run for the Bees, they really want to get inside offensively as that 3 is missed, but an offensive rebound.
The size is a good matchup, but you got to be able to hit shots outside, and that's what this Hume Fogg team has struggled with. And Woye with an explosive spin, but too strong. Rebound down, loose, and Woye gets it, puts it back up and in. Michael and Woye into double figures. The first Blue Knight to get there. It's a 20-point game with 1:16 to go. Still the starters in there for the most part for Hume Fogg. As Huddleston has it. Joseph Maynard at the table for the Bees. Turnbow sends over to Hall. Finn Sism also goes to the table. Going to get some youngsters in. See if they give the real youngsters at the end of the bench a chance. We'll see. Up by 20. That one poked from behind. Now a foot race. It's going to be stolen away. Rucker will bring it up, and the left-hand lay is good. Hume Fogg not quitting. 40 seconds to go. Upperman up by 18. And a foul, and they are going to get the youngsters into the game. Lofton Crouch to the table. And there's going to be 2 free throws for Evan Huddleston at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. First trip to the line tonight for Huddleston.
Well, this win also means no Upperman baseball tomorrow. They had a game scheduled that will not be played, with Upperman basketball winning. So we'll have Upperman baseball Saturday. No matter what, we just don't know what time. Could be 10, 12:30, could be 12:30 and 3.
Huddleston at the line. He'll fly away the first and connects. And again, another year, the discrepancy at the line. It's the difference between elite teams and good teams. Upperman making their free throws. Branson Turnbow's day is done. Colton Johnson's day is done. Colton Johnson with 4 big rebounds. Feels like he has more than that with his presence that he's had against this very big Hume Fogg lineup. Huddleston's next free throw connects. 2 for 2 for him, and his day is done. Joseph Maynard will check in for him. So Crouch, Bush, Allen, Maynard, and Sism. 5 on the floor for the Bees here in the Murphy Center. And when you can clear the benches, you feel great. And Woye will trigger and hit a 3.
That's the best looking 3 they've taken all game. They should have been shooting those a lot more.
Now ahead comes Joseph Maynard. Maynard sends it to Bush. Now left side, Allen. Got our blocks at the table. As is Ryland Case. See if they can get in. 13 seconds. A drive inside for Allen, and he is fouled. Drayton Allen's going to go shoot 2. At the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. We appreciate Sonia for being our presenting sponsor tonight. Let her know in the comments that you appreciate her as well. 10 seconds to go before a big Upperman victory here in the Glass House.
Yeah, pretty cool for the Bees. Everybody's going to get to play here in the quarterfinals, albeit just 10 seconds to play in this quarterfinal game. But Allen cannot connect on the first.
Case in, block in, and Garrett Dawson in for the Bees. Everybody gets to play at the Murphy Center. That's a good day for Upperman basketball. Allen going to try and get on the stat sheet. And he connects. It's good. That gets a big ovation. 10 seconds left here for Thomas Keller. He'll drive the lane, and another foul call. The officials don't want to go home. 2 free throws upcoming here. It was a foul, but let's go home. Again, I'll hand it over to Jacob, and he'll handle the post-game duties. I'll head down to the post-game press conference. And we'll be back on the call tomorrow as they take on the winner of Greenville and Munford. The first free throw is good for Keller. The next one is up. No good. Offensive rebound, the putback, and another foul. And Woye still in the game. That's a matchup nightmare for everybody on the floor right now.
Ain't nobody going to. I mean, you can give a great box out, and you still might not get it.
So now with 3.6, it's going to look way closer than this game was if they can convert at the free throw line. First one for Nwoye is good. He's having a great career at Hume Fogg. Lofton Crouch checking back in for Drayton Allen. And Woye sets up. He's taking his time here, savoring this one. He'll fly away. Cannot hit. Rebound down. It's loose. The putback is good, and that will do it. The Upperman Bees cruise into the state semifinals. Your final score, Upperman 54, Hume Fogg 40. We welcome you to the Legacy House postgame show, and to take us home, it'll be Jacob Vincent.
What a win for the Upperman Bees today. A final score 54-50 here in the state quarterfinals. They're moving on to play in the semifinals, where they will play Greenville and Munford. The winner of that game between Greenville and Munford coming up tomorrow evening time at 4 o'clock. That'll be a broadcast game, audio only. Welcome into the Legacy House post-game show. Just a tremendous victory for the Bees today, shooting 55% from the field. And it all started in that first quarter, jumping out to the big lead of 18-3. Ty Cobb setting the tone in that first half with 16 first-half points. He finishes with 28 on the ball game. Was perfect from three-point land, perfect from the free throw line, going 12 of 12. And he is definitely going to be your Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game. He also had 3 rebounds. And we talked about it in the pregame. The key for the Bees today, rebounding the basketball. And it was even, 24-24 in rebounds. They also needed to take care of the basketball. Only 11 turnovers, 16 turnovers for Hume Fogg in this contest, as Upperman really pretty much winning everywhere on the stat sheet tonight. And Woye did finish with 15 points. That's right at his season average, but nobody else even close to their season average for Hume Fogg, as they only score 40 points here in the state quarterfinals. Just a tremendous win for the Upperman Bees. So next up for Upperman, again, coming up in the semifinals tomorrow, they will play the winner of Greenville and Munford. That game is coming up right now on the court at the Murphy Center in the state quarterfinals. And obviously, it seems like Upperman and Greenville always get together late in the state tournament, whether it's in the semifinals or a championship game. It could possibly be in the semifinals tomorrow. Let's bring you the final tallies for both sides. Ty Cobb leads the way for Upperman with 28 points. Jack Torrance had 9 points, a couple of rebounds as well. Evan Huddleston with 4 points and a rebound in there. Bronston Chaffin, 2 points, 6 rebounds. He also had 6 assists in the ball game. Bronston Chaffin passing the ball very well. Colton Johnson did not score, but he had 4 rebounds in there. And then off the bench, Landon Hall, 6 points and 3 rebounds along with 3 assists. A great stat line off the bench for the Upperman Bees today. Final score today, 54-50. Upperman moving on in the 3A state quarterfinals, state tournament, I should say, for a second straight year. They'll be in the semifinals tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. Broadcast coverage brought to you by Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate. We appreciate her. Make sure you reach out to her and let her know that you appreciate her as well for making this broadcast possible. This is the Legacy House post-game show. Make sure you visit them in Smithville. That'll do it for us today. The Bees moving on. Final score, 54-40. For Noah McKay, I'm Jacob Vinson.